Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, and we are keeping the focus on Tobago because there's a very important event coming up in Buccoo this weekend, and that is the 12th annual Trinidad and Tobago Bioblitz is back this weekend, as I mentioned, from the 3rd to 4th at Buccoo, Tobago, and it's their first in-person event since 2019. Now, this is one of the main biodiversity events in the country for the year, where a different location is chosen each year to discover the biodiversity of that area. And so joining us to talk more about it is committee member of the T&T Bioblitz, Mrs. Stephanie Warren Gittins.
Hi,
Mrs. Gittins, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine this morning.
It was so nice chatting with you off air to find out what Bioblitz is about. But for those of us who may not know, tell us, what is Bioblitz?
Okay, so Bioblitz is an event where we go to a particular area. So this year will be Buccoo, Tobago,
right,
where we try to find as many species as possible within 24 hours. So it'll be from 12 p.m. on the Saturday to 12 noon on Sunday. So we're talking about birds, insects, bats, any kind of mammals, plants, and especially because it's Buccoo, of course, we'd have a great focus on the marine area. So we'll be doing diving and snorkeling and some coastal breaks as well to see what sorts of species exist there. Yeah.
The past events, how many species you think you would have discovered over that period?
Okay, so we had events, well, this is the 12th year, so for the past 3 years, we're virtual via the iNaturalist app.
Right.
So we encourage persons to go in their backyards and discover their biodiversity, and we found over 1,000 species. Each year. For the physical locations, we've been to Tucker Valley, all over the country really, Carcass, Toko, we've been to Charlottesville in 2015, and you know, the species range, so sometimes we found about 685, 7 something, and Charlottesville was about 1,000 as well. So we expect to find a similar number this year.
In Buccoo this weekend.
Yeah.
And what is the follow through? After you find those species, what's next?
Okay, so, well, following from the virtual events, we really utilize this iNaturalist app. The iNaturalist app is a global app, so you just kind of like Instagram, users upload photos. So you create a profile, users upload photos to the profile of any species that you find. So you're going to be using that together with like official species lists.
Yes.
So that would collate all the information. So you'll be able to, and even participants worldwide, so not just persons in Trinidad, they could help identify different species uploaded, and it will give you like a breakdown of if it's 17 mammals, 400 species of birds, and then that also feeds into a global biodiversity index. So, researchers and stuff worldwide could access the information. Also, we do a report. So a joint report between the Trinidad and Tobago Field Naturalist Club as well as the University of the West Indies Life Sciences Department. A report is done, outlining the methods, the survey methods that we use, as well as the results, and giving an overall area, like an overall background into the area. And then we also do a publication in the Trinidad and Tobago Field Naturalist Journal, just kind of outlining,
what has been found,
and whatnot. And then this is uploaded to, well, the journal is uploaded to the Field Naturalist Club website, and the report, as well as the Bioblitz stuff, is uploaded to, we have a section on the Life Sciences UE Department website that is dedicated to the Bioblitz.
So you have the app with your phone, you're going into this area to look for the species that's there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, are children involved in this? Do you encourage children to do that as well?
Yes, there have been some children. Well, yeah, they come with their parents, so I know there are 1 or 2 members who have started from, well, I remember them from being young, 11, and so like in the past years, and now they're a little older, and some of them are doing amazing work, especially in photography of organisms. So yeah.
But so I'm guessing because it's this weekend, registration has closed.
Registration has closed.
Right.
Yeah, we announced registration over Facebook and Instagram. So far, we have about 150 volunteers, including some children.
Yes.
So different persons will go out into different groups based on their interests. So I like the marine area, so we'll be out snorkeling.
Yes.
So we'll be out in like Store Bay, Swallows by Pigeon Point there. Buccoo, of course, Mount Irvin. We also be doing some surveys for birds like in the wetland areas by Magdalene around there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what type of organizations you partner with for this event?
Okay, so this year the event is sponsored by Free Citizens Bank. They sponsored in the past year, so it's glad that they continue this relationship as we resume the in-person events. And normally the event is also held by the Trinidad and Tobago Field Naturalist Club together with the Life Sciences Department of the University of the West Indies. This year we also have some other organizations helping. We have Species, Buccoo Reef Trust, and we also have some involvement from the THE.
Nice.
Yes.
And so, I mean, how can the public get involved? Because I know registration has closed, but for us who are looking on now, how can we get involved in this?
So the public could get involved. They could come out to the Buccoo Government Primary School down in Buccoo on the Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. So, there'll be displays, different other organizations. So there's Eric out of Charlottesville, Best Nets, which they right now doing some other like survey activities on pollinators of flowers specifically. Then there will be, Free Citizens will have some display their species. We'll be doing some virtual reef dives using VR, the VR devices.
Really? Nice.
So they'll be
using the
showcasing
technology.
So they'll be showcasing the maritime collection. They did some 360 videos or pictures underwater in different reefs around Tobago. So, children will get an opportunity to view those. We will do some guided walks. There'll be opportunities to, talk to the experts, especially if they're children who, showing this interest in nature or, science. They could try to figure out, how they could become like this, what kind of avenues, and just get that kind of hands-on experience, because they mightn't necessarily always get that.
Now, I know it's an annual thing, and as you mentioned, registration has closed. If anybody's listening and they want to get in on next year's event, is there a website that they can go to, any contact numbers, anything like that?
Oh, no contact numbers, but we have a very active presence on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, so it'll be TNT Bioblitz, and then, there's also these sites on UE, so just search up TNT Bioblitz on Google, and, you'll get a bunch of different things popping up.
Yeah. Now, in terms of criteria, I know you're going out to Buccoo, you went to Charlottesville, so obviously to go in the water, to do the marine, you'll have to swim. But are there any sort of other checklists that somebody needs to mark off if it is they want to be a volunteer for next year's event?
No checklist, just that natural drive and curiosity and interest to want to, to take part then.
Yeah. How did you get involved?
Well, my background is I studied environmental sciences, and then when I heard about the Field Naturalist Club, and then when I joined, I think back in 2014, it was late 2014, so it was after that last event, at the next event in Charlottesville, I decided that me attend. I didn't really know anybody.
Right.
But look, here I am.
Yes, still doing it.
Yeah, still doing it. So,
that's amazing. Yeah.
Because you really build a community then, if you want to call it that, of, like-minded people who are just really interested and have a love and passion for, just discovering what is around you.
And discovering they shall.
And documenting it, which is a very important part of this process and event.
Of course. Ms. Gittins, amazing. I was very, very excited for this particular interview because I had no idea who Bioblitz was. Yeah. But I think you guys are doing amazing, amazing work. And I hope that you get the volunteers that you need for the next offering of it. And all the best this weekend in Tobago. Okay. You're going to Tobago, so it's going to be fun. But thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And that was a committee member from the TNT Bioblitz, Mrs. Stephanie Warren Gittins, just giving us an overview about TNT Bioblitz. The event is happening this weekend in Buccoo, Tobago, and we can just imagine the species that they're about to discover. Here on the Now Morning Show, we're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.